Okay, I'm going to show you how to make transaction templates in your transaction desk through the matrix. This will save you a lot of time, so when you're making offers and making listings, you don't have to recreate the wheel every time. So go to your home page in the MLS and look for the title that says external links. Yours may be in different areas because, as you can see, you can drop and drag these around. Scroll down to transaction desk and click it. It should open a page that looks just like this. And if yours does not look the same as mine, then if it doesn't say Agent Dashboard, then come over here and click on the button that says Dashboard. This will take you to the main page. So we're going to scroll down here, and there's a little button here that looks like some gears. It's the Setup button. Click on Setup, and then we're going to click on Transaction Templates. Now I already have some in place, but I'm going to recreate another one so that we can go from the beginning. So you press the Add Create Transaction Template button. And I'm going to make this personal. I'm a broker. Yours might look a little bit different. I don't want to put this on my entire office and mess up their wall, so I'll just do personal. And we'll call it buyer documents. And I'm going to call this a residential sale. I don't need a description. I'll click Save. Now, you can add all sorts of things to it if you want to add checklist. I don't really suggest that you add contacts because you're using this for everybody. I don't think it's going to make us add me. I'll double check because it's been a little while since I've done this. I did it in the other transaction desk, and this one looks and behaves a little bit differently. Documents would be if you had special things that you use, like checklist or square footage disclosures that weren't part of the Oakmar forms. So we're just going to go to Forms and press Add Forms. All right, so we'll go down to Purchase Forms, and we're going to take a look at all the forms that we might need when it comes to selling a house. So, and you might not want to put like every single form in there. You might just want to make each one of these like FHA buyer or conventional buyer or whatever. But to save time here, I'm just going to show you how to do this. So we're going to say that we'll need a buyer-broker agreement. And we're going to need a conventional loan. And we'll need an estimated cost to buyer. Let's go ahead and put the FHA loan in there as well. We can just delete the one we don't need. For your protection, get a home inspection. Homeowners Association documents. We've got the new home construction form, but I'm just going to use the basic one this time. Notice of TRR. Oklahoma residential sale. We'll go ahead and put in the sale of buyer's property not under contract and presently under contract. USDA rural housing, VA guaranteed. I think that is pretty much everything that we would need. I like to put them all in there because, you know, sometimes you get busy and you might forget that you need to make it contingent on their home or something, and this would be a good reminder for you to fill that out. So once you get all those, you scroll back up to the top and press Add. And then what you do is you go ahead and click on them right here and fill them out. Now, I'm not going to go through the entire process of filling them out, but for example, let's go ahead and just look at the Oklahoma uniform contract. All right, so we can check anything on here just like you would a regular offer. So let's go down and say we're not going to fill out buyer and seller or the property address because that's going to be different. But let's say that I always offer $500 earnest money. And this can be typed over when it comes time for you to make the actual contract. And I pretty much always try to use American Eagle title. So I'm just going to pre-type the things that I typically type a lot. I like to give more than 5 days, so let's say that you wanted to give 7. You'll just fill that in here. I typically just go with the blank number 5 and number 7, so we'll just leave it how it is. And then the thing that I like about this, I'll check commitment for insurance. The thing that I like is there's some things that you need to put in the contract that you don't necessarily want to have to remember to type all the time. So you would put your termite provisions in here. So I just put seller to pay for So I just put in there the little thing about the termites that we want to have in there all the time. Helps you not to forget. And then you can fill in your name. You're going to be the selling. And your license number. And all the rest of your information, whatever you want to fill out here. Then we're going to click File and Save. And File, Exit. Then go back down here and look at your forms. So do that to all of your forms. Remember, this is not client specific. This is just putting in the things that you do over and over and having your forms ready. Something that I like to fill out, like on the, oh, not this one, get out of here. Like on the conventional loan, you know, as you go through your real estate years and you make mistakes, you learn how to not make them again. So on conventional loan, it could be easy for you, especially if you're new in your career, to forget that you wanted to ask for closing costs. And so I like to go ahead and type that here, seller to pay for seller to pay for X dollar amount in buyer's closing cost and prepaids. That will just be something to remind you, do I want to delete that or do I want to fill that in? If you have ever made a mistake like that on a contract, you only have to make it once before you don't ever make it again. But having these little details on the transaction templates will help you quite a bit. I like to go ahead and fill out the estimated cost to buyer, which I'm not going to do that right now. You'll find that most title and lender expenses are almost identical within a pretty large price range. And so I fill them out like, you know, 500, 50, you know, just make it, oops, you have to click that right there. So anyway, we won't go through all that, but I go ahead and fill it all out and save it. That way I don't have to think about it. It's just done. And if I want to make some changes to how much they need in county taxes and stuff, I do that. And anywhere where I think it's going to be variable and I want to make changes, instead of me putting in the dollar amount, I just put a 0. And that way when I'm kind of in a hurry, it helps me to remember, oh yeah, I need to customize these numbers according to their contracts. And it makes your life so much easier not to have to do that over and over. So after you've gone through each one of your contracts and filled it out the way that you want them to be filled out, then let's see where we go from here. I think it just saves it. Let's see. Like I said, this is a little bit different than last time. Let's just look and see. So I'm going to go back to the setup, transaction templates, and there's the buyer documents right there.